Holy shit! Is that the black dragon? Alright, Loli, let's kill this thing. Come on. Come on, Doc. Kill it. Kill the thing. Ow. This is pretty small. Damn, this game is just okay. Watch this, guys. Watch this. Watch this. Wee. Oh, man. I like this chick. Dragon Ass. It's a third-person action RPG where you kill monsters big and small with a variety of classes from a dozen different characters. Also, you get to kill a dragon. Maybe. Occasionally. If you're lucky. Dragoness is a really flawed game. The microtransaction and loot boxes are horrible. The equipment requirement to get to the good part are freaking expensive, about $100 or so, and with dozens of hours of grinding, and it can be outdated in about a year or two. And the missions are boring, really boring and repetitive too, and a lot of players are just straight up speedrunning it because nobody are having any interest in the story and the missions because it's a freaking chore to do. That's because the enemies on the dungeons are weak as hell and it's just not fun to engage with. But the bosses at the nest are far too OP, and you really have to pay or grind to hell until you have better equipment. Then you might actually having fun with the game, you know, a couple of days or weeks later. Of course, that's because Dragoness is a pay-to-win game, and a lot of times it can be a chore to play. But why did I spend a lot of time with it? Why did I stick with this game for so long, since level 60 cap in fact, before any characters learn how to run? Before loli class even exists. So let's see what this game did right, shall we? The combat. The combat. The combat for Dragoness was like this. It is awesome. There are a lot of moments where you can feel the impact of every skill you use against your enemies. It makes you feel like a badass. Except when your enemies are way more OP than you, or thin paper as hell. Then the game is not fun, and your experience is ruined. But I guess the weak enemies are only exist on the dungeons part of the game when you're still trying to leveling your character or doing a daily mission. But when you get to the max and when you're about to face the big boys, then you're done. Your attack becomes useless and your defense is laughable. And so you have to grind your gear, armor, sword, weapons, etc. either by buying it or work your ass for it, and then the game starts to get fun. Maybe. Number 2. The art style. This game's art style is fantastic. There are a lot of places, dungeons and nests with different setting and background. They can be colorful and creepy, and the characters, NPCs and monsters models are unique. Some of them look so freaking awesome, hot and weird. It's pretty good. And the costumes of the characters are gorgeous. Look at this thing, it looks really cool and looks sexy as hell. Look at this lady. See what I'm saying? And to be able to crafting them really feel like an achievement after all of your hard work in the game. Also, the lore of this game is actually pretty interesting. There's dragon people, stuff that could turn people into dragon. There's a funny orc family and future people sending lolis to the past. It's all just a lackluster mess, but it does make a pretty good world building. But that wouldn't be matter anyway because there are people driving cars and spaceship inside heaven. It really shows how the developers of this game cares about their game. But jokes aside, the music, goddamn, the soundtracks of this game are beautiful. Listen to this. A 10 out of 10 indeed. Even though I haven't played this game for a long time, I can still remember the background theme of this game. But the best thing about this game is be able to play with your friends on the party PvE or PvP. That was an absolute blast. And me and buddies did put thousands of hours and a lot of money on this game, which we regret of course. But alas, we did having a lot of fun. That was a damn good time, and it's a shame all of our hard work just went to a dumpster fire when the game is no longer as popular as it used to. After the Battle Royale MOBA takes the throne since 2016, and they shut down the Indonesian server. So we never come back to this game ever since, even though the C server still exists. So, was Dragon Nest a fun game? Well, yeah, maybe. Do I recommend it? Heck no. Unless you had a couple of friends, then again, all game is fun when you play with friends. Is it still active? Sure. Try the C server, it's the only one that speaks English. I haven't checked to be honest. Also, like I said earlier, I haven't returned to play this game since 2018-ish, and only now I start to appreciate what this game had to offer. And it's also because it's a very flawed and a dick of a game. It's just hard to come back after knowing what you're about to face, but the combat of this game really aged like a fine wine, and it's pretty fun. And yeah, also nostalgia and stuff. But in the end, it's just another free-to-play, pay-to-win MMORPG from Asia that cares so much about microtransaction and monetization first, and game the second. It even turns into a mobile game for fuck's sake. And for the love of all, they never installed that game. Don't even remember I mentioned it. That game is a fucking waste of time. Anyway, that's all I got for you today. Thank you for watching guys, and I'll see you next time. Enjoy the rest.